Okay, need you to tell me what you think because I'm in this kind of new situationship. I really like them. Like, really like them. Way more than the guys in the past. So I don't want to screw it up. Well, I kind of have this thing from my past that I'm not sure if I should bring up or not. Here's the deal. In my last 3 serious relationships, I kind of, sort of cheated. I know it's way wrong, but I know that I've grown so much since then, and I swear I would never even think about doing something like that again, especially with this guy because he's just the sweetest. But now I'm like really stuck in my head, Should I tell him about what happened before, even though I'm a completely different person now? Or should I just keep it to myself? Because it's in the past and all that. I really don't want to mess things up with him because things are going so great. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like it's kind of wrong to keep this secret, even if it is old news. If he were to find out in the future, do I score points for being honest up front? Thanks, guys. Seriously, I appreciate any advice you can give me. I'm just really confused, and I don't want to make a mistake. And then the heartbroken emoji.
We have to define the word secret. Like, is that a secret, or is that just your past?
I don't think it's a secret.
I don't either.
Because you don't really tell people typically everything you've done in life.
No.
You may not tell them. If you don't tell them on purpose after they ask.
There you go.
Then I think that's different.
I wouldn't say a word to him. And here's why. I think that goes on your permanent record. And you're starting anew with a new guy, and you're not that person anymore. So even if you tell him that you have done this in the past, once you sort of confess that, you plant the seed of doubt that it could happen again to him, and you already lose, I feel like, trustworthy points, even though this hasn't happened on his watch.
But Abby, didn't you talk to an infidelity specialist on one of your episodes of the Breakup Breakdown, and that maybe she is that type of person?
Yes. So I interviewed a genetic scientist who did like a deep dive on infidelity, and infidelity can actually be genetics. So it's not really your fault. So I know that you think that you might not do this in the future, but this could actually be a pattern based off of your personality type. And so while I don't necessarily think she needs to divulge anything to this guy, at least right now, if it's a part of your story and it's something that as your relationship progresses, you want to get more upfront about, I think that's totally fine. But this guy is never going to know unless you cheat on him, then he'll know. But, which infidelity scientist says that you might. So draw a little red flag for yourself.
Mo, you start going out with a woman. You're very excited, right? And she tells you the third time that you guys have gone out with each other that she's cheated on every guy that she's ever been with.
I would probably stop dating her. That to me would be a red flag enough. I mean, because sometimes, history doesn't always repeat itself, but I do think if she's done it 3 times, there's a good chance she'd do it again, and I wouldn't want to take that risk. But that's a question I would ask because I do think it matters. But a lot of people feel like the past doesn't matter. So he might not even care. He might start you with a clean slate and never even care what you've done. So I don't think you bring it up unless you have to.
Yeah, this is kind of a strong platform of you that you feel like you should know everything about the person that you're getting in a relationship with.
Yeah, like I've told you before, not necessarily everything, but I do think it's funny that in life you get background checks anytime you are about to invest in something, whether it's a job or it's a home, it's the military. They ask you about your past for a reason because they are investing in you, so they want to know who you have been. But in the dating world, a lot of people will tell you it doesn't matter. I don't see it as if it doesn't matter. I do think people can grow, but I also would like to know everything that's on the table before I decide to invest my life in someone.
I'm going to let her know right now. If I received this information, if somebody told me this, that I was dating, you have now colored the lens of the relationship for me. And I am not going to be able to look at our relationship the same way because that little seed of doubt has been planted in the back of my head. And every time I don't get a text or I'm just going to potentially catastrophize a la Abby.
All right, so if we're going around the room and giving advice, you say don't say anything.
I say keep your trap shut.
Cassie.
And also keep your legs shut. Sorry.
A little too late.
Cass.
Don't say anything.
Don't
Same
say
reasons as Kristen.
Don't cross that bridge unless you get there.
Keep it to yourself. Go to therapy.
Yeah, shut up. Don't say anything.
Look at us being all unanimous and
Yes,
whatnot.
don't say a thing.
The Bert Show.